What is up, VOD watchers? If we have any VOD watchers. Am I actually out of gloves? I might be out of gloves. Crap. Oh well. Oh no, I'm not out of gloves. There are some in my garage. Am I gonna run to my garage right as I start stream? Probably not. I'm hoping this one will be pretty simple. So this is a Galaxy S7 board. This actually belongs to my tattoo artist. I believe it was her husband's phone. Phone will not boot. I did a housing swap with a known working one. No chooch. I got to the splash screen though before the phone powered off. So this board's preheated, by the way. So it's about 100 degrees centigrade already. Just gonna poke around a little bit at this heat shield frame or EMI shield frame. The difference is semantic. I want that component to be pretty hot. And all I'm going to do is come in here with my hot air workstation. Yeah, I'm going to need to mount this board up differently. That should be pretty good. Got a new thing. I got this aluminum syringe pusher for my flux syringes. This is from Mechanic, which is a repair tool brand that I really like. They tend to make high quality products. Yeah, talking to some of the old heads in the industry of mobile repair and board repair and stuff, like phone repair and electronics repair tools have come a long ways in the last 10 years, from what I understand. Like this stuff, unless you were willing to work with like a Chinese manufacturer, like physically traveling to China, and you had your own custom design, like you weren't getting high quality tools like we have readily available today. I should probably grab like something like this. This specific double-sided adhesive that I'm applying right now is actually a thermal bonding adhesive. Which doesn't want to stick to the really hot, flexy board. It's quite temperature resistant once it's set and stuck where it needs to be. but and you know, it absorbs heat quite readily, as it is literally a thermal solution. But these plastic connectors, like this display and power button connector, we do not want to melt that plastic. So what I'm going to do is stick this sticky stuff down. Like so. Tuck it up and around like this. And then I'm just going to take this aluminum card here and set it down like that. That should help protect it from the hot air. I'm running the hot air rework station, so this jacket is going off my person. It gets hot in here fast. Hi, welcome in. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Right now we're doing some data recovery repairs. This is my tattoo artist's phone. Alright. So while this board's still hot, yeah, that should reasonably cover that. I'm just going to stick that one there. That should be enough. It's not directly under the nozzle like the other ones are. You can also use like polyamide tape for this, clapped on tape. You know what, just for the hell of it. I'll pull the backing off that side, and I've got another metal card I can put there. There we go. So yeah, I've already identified the component that's getting hot. This phone will go to the Samsung S7 splash screen and then crash out. And something like right about here is getting really hot. I can physically feel it. And that's pretty, I think that's your main PMIC there. A lot of your boost buck conversion is going on here. I think it's primarily buck. In the case of smartphones, I don't think you use a lot of voltages higher than, you know, your nominal battery voltage. Yeah, no, you got 3v3, 1.5. Some phones have a 2.5 volt rail, depending on the model. Then you have 1.5 volts, and then 1.2 volts. For a lot of the processor chips, a lot of the chips, run on like 1.2 volt, 1.5 volt. Hi, welcome in, guys. Got it. Even though I've been doing this for years, taking these plates off is nerve-wracking. Because, like, the population density on these things is insane. And I even did move this inductor right here a little bit. But that is an easy fix. So it is very easy to knock components out of place when removing these. And, yeah. Oh, I ended up completely removing the display connector. Whoops. Well, that's fine. We have spares. For a really good reason. Alright. Yeah, so I've got a resistor there and an inductor that I've moved out of place. So let me just take this out of the picture. Pull out a scope over here. I might be able to, yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna touch up that spot, not with hot air, but with, micro pencil iron. Yeah, this is where I really wish I had a microscope camera to show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. But we'll get there soon. Alright. Alright. Okie doke. Where did I put? I really need to deep clean this workstation. It is more disorganized than normal, and normal is fairly disorganized. As is, you know? Let's see here. Where did I put the micropimple on? There it is. Found it. Let's see. Alright. Get in here and let's see. Oh yeah, it doesn't like Type C to Type C. I don't know why. Might just be due to the absurd wattage demand that it has. Likely explanation. I mean, USB devices were never intended to heat a piece of metal to 400 degrees centigrade. That's for sure. see. Okay, that's looking a lot better. Okie doke. That's good. Good thing to say. John, hi. Good to see you again. Alrighty. Yeah, I gotta get all that flux residue off those capacitors to find our little shorted one. Because I know there's gonna be a shorted cap, like right there. It's either the cap or the chip itself. Is that a problem? I don't think so. I have a resistor and a capacitor that are touching the little metallized parts. That's the positive side of that resistor, and it's decoupled by that capacitor. So yeah, I look at it at this angle, yeah, there's a trace between there and there. Okay, we're good. That is A-okay. Like, for example, I have a capacitor here where it's in this orientation when it comes in this orientation, but the ground pad of the capacitor has like this, there's the original trace, and then there's where the shield used to be soldered. And it was actually easier just to solder it from where the shield was to its positive pad, rather than getting it up close to all of its neighboring components. As long as the circuit's the same, it's the same, right? So there are definitely times where you can do some weird and or janky stuff. That's an inductor there, I believe. Yeah, this is definitely a boost buck circuit. This is an inductor, this is an inductor, this is an inductor, that's an inductor. And I believe this is an inductor. Yeah, 5 ohm across it. Ground on both sides. That cap is definitely short, though. Oh, it's because it's across an inductor. The inductor is going to act like a short circuit. So that is actually totally fine. There's our guy. Or is it? Hang on. I might have been just touching its neighbor's ground pad. Ironically, I might have actually accidentally fixed the short circuit here when I reflowed all of these components. It's hard to say. I really need some new fine tip multimeter probes, that's for sure. Alright, how screwed up is that display connector? Gonna be reused? Yeah, no, that's pretty screwed up. Let's see here. I definitely have a donor board for this. Several actually. It's an iPhone 7. I need Yep. I'm gonna have to bastardize a working phone. I know I have some of those boards. I just have no idea where the hell they are right now. Yeah, what's this thing worth? $50? $80? I don't know. I probably have at least like a non-working one in my pile. Let's see. Hey, are there any fellow repair techs in the chat? If there's any fellow repair techs in the chat, does the Galaxy S6 have the same display connector as the S7? I can't quite remember. It's been way too long. Eh, fuck it. We'll find out. Nope, just doom scrollers. Yep. Well, the fortunate thing is you landed here, so you might accidentally learn something. Maybe. No guarantees. Absolutely zero guarantees. Whew. That was definitely a drug dealer's phone. prepaid SIM. Galaxy A series. But Samsung has a tendency to reuse parts a lot. So, with their budget line, leftover crap from the last year's flagship and so on and so forth. So this may be the exact same display connector. And it's a Galaxy A series phone. It has functionally no value. It's a lower end A series. And it's in the donor bin. And that's probably because it either needs a lot of work or is completely bricked. And if it's an A series phone, that's practically the same thing. You know, don't take it personally if you have an A series phone. They're affordable. But old ones definitely do not hold their value, like, at all. Which is pretty expected. I mean, some flagship phones barely hold their value, let alone, you know, lower mid-range budget phones. Where's my Jimmy tool? I need my iFixit Jimmy tool. Is the... I was just using it. There it is. Ah, that's the money. God, I could not imagine how hard this would be before things like this were, like, readily available. I also set the iFixit driver down somewhere silly. It's not in the kit. Oh well, I'll use a crappy screwdriver. Crappy screwdriver for a crappy phone, right? Oh no, this is not going to have the same connector. I forgot these older A series, they put the display and the charging port and the speaker and the vibration motor and the microphone. They put it all through like one fat ass ribbon cable. Then again, the screen's a lot lower resolution. It might be the same. Nah. It might be the same pin count. Definitely not the same traces on the ribbon flex, but all we're after is that identical pin count. Let's see here. That connector, instead of counting the pins under the microscope, here's a tip for you guys. If I can find where I set it down here. Get out one of these. I can measure that is 200, so 2 inches and 3/100 with 1, 2, and 13 thousandths. Let's see, where's that connector again? It's up here. And another way to find out if these are the same connector, if they're the same length, all you need to do is figure out the pitch of these pins, i.e. the space between them. Yeah, so even though this ribbon cable is doing the here I can just line up the old connector side by side under the microscope and see if they go pin for pin. I'm about 75% sure these are the same connector. Oh, you know what? One's pin center and one's pin outside. They're the same number of pins, but they are definitely different connectors. Okay, so that one's off the table. Fortunately, I had both of these on the hot plate already. Woo, hot. Very, very hot. I had my heating mat way higher than I normally ever have it, because I was preheating a board rather than heating adhesive. But they weren't on there for long, so it does not matter. Yeah, I have that heat mat at 100 degrees centigrade, so like boiling water temperature. I could make tea over there right now if I wanted to. You don't want to leave a lithium-ion battery at that kind of temperature for long. It's so fun taking apart a phone you know you're never going to put back together. Once the screw's out, I'm just like, bye. Alright, welcome in, guys. Doing some data recovery. Right now I'm just ripping apart a donor phone, because I may have melted the display connector. It happens to the best of us, and the worst of us, and everyone in between. It just happens. They're made of plastic. They can't handle the heat. I tried shielding it and like all that, but sometimes it just gets a little too hot and decides, nope, I'm done. So I'm just ripping open another phone to grab a display connector off this board. And then this phone can go right back to the graveyard where it belongs. Why is that one screw? Come on. There we go. Yeah, that's the same one. You double check. Yep, that's what we need. It's really interesting to see how like the power supply section of these has changed like 1 year apart. Look at that. Same chip, they just moved it over here from like this top left corner to like middle. Honestly, let me... Yeah, the only difference I really see is this one has an additional 3x4 BGA IC, whereas this one has, in place of that... Oh no, never mind, same ICs right there. ES804, ES804, yep. Exact same boost buck converter. They did not change the power delivery system year to year at all. Oh, you guys can't even see what the hell's going on because the light's too bright. There we go. Yeah, people joke about manufacturers release the same phone every year. Yeah, you tell me which one's the Galaxy S6 and which one's the Galaxy S7. The one with the camera is the S6. But yeah, you pulled a gun on me and told me to tell you which one's which. I have like a 75% chance of survival. Oh yeah, I need that display connector. That's what the whole purpose of pulling that out of there. So when you're harvesting a component like this, there are a couple tricks that will really save you a whole lot of time and headache. Number one, if you're trying to harvest one of these plastic ribbon cable connectors, a lot of flux. A lot of flux is very important. The next thing is you want to apply low melting point solder. This is like 200-degree solder right here. Very low melt solder. And you see how I have this connector hanging off the board? That's where our third trick comes in. And the third trick to not melting the plastic when you're trying to remove one of these for reuse is to heat the board from the bottom. That way the heat isn't being dumped directly into that said plastic. So I'm just going to apply some low melt solder to these joints. Just briefly brush them. If you hold your iron on there even like a half a second too long, you will melt that plastic and then that connector's ruined. And you got to go rip open another phone or find a donor board. And time is money, guys. Time is money. So give me a, yeah, I'm just gonna, since it's just that one connector, hopefully I don't burn myself doing this. Alright, that's up to temperature. Fuck it. Give me... Ow, hot. that's how you get these display connectors off in one piece. Heat from the bottom, a lot of flux, low melt solder. Let's go. If you have all the time in the world, I don't really recommend harvesting those tiny little display connectors. Because, you know, they cost literal cents if you just order brand new replacement ones. But sometimes you need one right now, and you have one on hand on a, you know, or already dead device. Ow, that's hot. Ow. So, yeah. Sometimes it's worthwhile. It just depends. Is it a little more work to use one that you chopped off a dead device? Oh, you bet. But it definitely saves you from having to walk away from a repair you're pretty much done with, you know? Like, as soon as I have a display connector on this, I'm ready to test it out. I don't even really need the display connector installed to test it, to be honest. Oh, shit, I lost a pin. Damn it. Well, I'll go as far as testing the device anyway. I don't need the display to see if it's alive. We can look at the current draw on it. Where's my phone body? Yeah, I had that micro pencil iron on, just way, way, way too hot there. I might not even need a screen to get this data off here. If it turns out I do, you know, I can order that display connector. That's no biggie. They cost like 60 cents or something. Yikes, this charging port is also a major issue. I hadn't even looked at the charging port yet because I bypass the charging port. The first thing I do is go and pull the battery out, test the cell voltage, and then use a power boot cable to power the board without the battery even being like a factor, you know? So I could get the phone to the splash screen that way, but something right here was getting really, really hot. And then it was crashing. So let's see if we're able to boot and maintain that boot. Give me any random Samsung screw. Alright, and that's ready to plug into the PC. See if we get good sound. Drop the battery in there. Oh, I got a vibration. We're powered on. Okay, it booted. Windows recognized it, and then that power management IC right there. Was getting hot enough to make that go crackle, crackle, pop. So that's our problem. That right there. Okie doke. Enemy spotted. Five, 2, 1, 3, N. Alright, that's the part I'm gonna have to order. Yippee. Well, actually, do I? I got a donor phone here. I can pull that part. Where the fuck did that go? Shit. Where did that little fucker go? It's not that one. That's a PlayStation 5 MOSFET. Shit, where did the tiny little fucker go? Oh, I see it. I found it. Yeah, let's go. I found it. Sweet. Huh. Oh, that's a Galaxy S6. That's not the phone I'm working on. I'm like, oh, shit, that would that would cause things to be problematic. No, this is the phone we're working on. Huh. Yeah, something conductive got caught up in that adhesive. Should probably not completely ruin that fucking screen. Alright, so ultrasonic cleaner, you can get hot. Grab this and some distilled water. I haven't read chat in like what feels like an hour. Well, that's because there's nothing in there. Oh yeah, I screwed this in. That's why it doesn't want to just fall out like it should. Alright, that is it for today. I will spare you from this sound.